What's going on, everyone? Hootmoney here with another video for you guys today. Today we're going to be talking about Bbig stock once again because, well, we had a nice little green day. Up about 4% as I speak right now with only about 5 minutes left until close. So it's confirmed, green day. Let's freaking go, baby. All jokes aside, we got to be asking the important questions on whether or not Bbig has bottomed. Now, what I want to be looking for is a few things, right? I want to see first and foremost IWM or the small cap index bottom because Bbig is a part of IWM and it has been super highly correlated to the indexes. As the indexes have been going down, we've been seeing the exact same thing with Bbig. The second thing I'm going to look for is unusual call option buying in Bbig because we've seen huge moves in the call options market before a catalyst does come in Bbig stock. Also, before the January run-up, we saw a call option buyer with over $100,000 worth of premium come in. So analyzing the options flow each and every single day is important for determining whether or not Bbig has bottomed out. Last but not least, well, this is probably the least important one. It's the days to cover figure. I want to see days to cover on preferably the 1 week or 2 week days to cover chart peak out and show that it's coming back down. So those are the three things I'm looking out for. We're going to be going over all of them in today's video. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed this content. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And if you want all of my buy and sell alerts, Hootmoney trade alerts is that first link in the description below. Let's get right into the video. I'd like to quickly thank the sponsor of the video, Moomoo, a licensed FINRA broker that does absolutely zero payment for order flow. They're running a promotion where all you gotta do is click the links below in the description or pinned comment section. Second link in the description, first link in the pinned comment section. Make an account with Moomoo, connect your bank account, deposit $1, you get up to $7,000 in free stock. Also, if you deposit $1, you get a free share of Neo, which is about 15 bucks for free. All you gotta do, deposit $1. Lunch on Hootmoney, baby. Anyways, you can find it using the links below. You're only gonna get the promotion if you click the link below in the description or pinned comment section. And with all that being said, let's get right back into the video. So quickly looking at the chart, we'll make this short. The 217 level and the 195 level are both very huge levels, as those were the support levels that we have seen historically over the past year and a half or so in Bbig. So it's now using the 217 level as a resistance, and it actually used it back here as well in pre-market. That's not necessarily the best sign. We're going to want to look for a breakout of this region up above and preferably above 223, where we'll start seeing some upwards momentum. Also, this March expiration has a decent amount of call options expiring. So after March 18th, which is in 3 days from today, a significant amount of gamma will be expiring on Bbig stock. But again, let me remind you, this April 14th expiration is absolutely wild. So I wouldn't be surprised if market makers do their best to pin it down for March, let that gamma expire, and then maybe something will come up leading up to April. Looking here on Market Cipher, you guys can see there was a yellow X that was printed yesterday. That's a manipulation X. We only got it 4 times in the last year and a half. One of them was right here in January before the January run up. One of them was right here on earnings. So because the earnings was bad on Bbig, it sent the stock price down. That formed a yellow X. And the first one was all the way back here in December of 2020 before this shot up in January of 2021. So this probably doesn't mean anything, but 2 out of the last 3 yellow X's, it did signal that we're close to a bottom. You're also catching it right now on a minus momentum wave. You want to be buying during these minus momentum waves. Right here in January was the last time we got a minus momentum wave, and it led to a violent rally right there. We also got one back here. It ended up leading to a nice little rally, not a super violent rally. And back here in October, that led to a nice violent rally. And then back here in August, it led to a violent rally. So there's likely going to be a violent rally that comes out of the selling pressure that we're seeing in Bbig right now. However, there's no real telling of how high it goes. So this is going to be a play by ear situation, and I'm not going to be giving price targets or anything like that. 4-hour chart is looking really good. We got some bullish divergence right here on Market Cipher, printed that green dot this morning, and lo and behold, the bullish divergence ended up playing out. We started moving up. However, there also was some slight bullish divergence right here. Actually, that doesn't look like bullish divergence, but anyways, that didn't end up moving back up. Another good thing that we can see here on the 4-hour chart is that this money flow is starting to curve back up, which could be an indication of a bottom, right? If it does come back up, something like that, that could be an indication of a bottom. Sometimes what happens though is it's a little fake out with the money flow, and then the red money flow starts coming back up. However, based on the information that we're seeing right now, the money flow is starting to come back up. You can see, for instance, right here, the money flow did peak out. It came up a little bit right there, but then it just ended up coming right back down. You're not really in the clear until you're in a consistent green money flow, and honestly, the green money flows have been pretty short-lived in BBIG stock. It's been majority red money flow. So the money flow overall does really show the importance of the trend and the price action. Right here's an example of it, right? In this price action area, right, it's much easier to trade BBIG. It was in a nice little uptrend. It was also under green money flow. Since going into this red money flow, it's been a pretty hard thing to trade, right? You're trying to time the bottom, and it's just very, very difficult. However, the one thing I do notice is that there was some bullish divergence right here before the run-up. There was some slight bullish divergence right here before the run-up, slight bullish divergence right here before the run-up, and right now we're seeing a similar bullish divergence in BBIG stock. Right here, you guys can see the bullish divergence even better. The stock was downtrending on low volume, but each of these blue waves were smaller, and it led to very, very green money flow and a huge spike up in the price. So perhaps we will see some smaller waves right here leading to some bullish divergence, which could perhaps lead us to a parabolic move. Short squeeze statistics aren't looking as good. Fintel's got it as an 88 short squeeze score, putting it at 128 on their short squeeze leaderboard. The gamma squeeze score is an 87 out of 100, putting it at 437 on their gamma squeeze leaderboard. I'm not necessarily sold by their gamma squeeze leaderboard. It's more momentum driven in the way that they do their analysis. BBIG stock should be up there, honestly, number one on the list if we were just looking at gamma data alone, but this has a momentum figure as well as a change in call option open interest that does contribute to its gamma squeeze score. So this is more of a momentum driven list than an actual list looking at the gamma exposure data alone. Fintel is also showing that the float has increased by about 50 million shares, moving the short interest down to about 12% from 17% as it was listed on 310 over there. This is a major factor that's contributing to BBIG's decline in their share price, even though the market cap shouldn't be decreasing by as much as the share prices. BBIG's Ortex data still showing 100% utilization. They've got it at 29 million shares currently being shorted, and there is an excess of about 8 million shares right there that are on loan that are not being shorted currently. What I just find absolutely crazy right here is that the share short went from 35 million shares to 21 million shares. So what? About 13 million shares were supposedly covered on BBIG stock. We also saw such a huge amount of failure to delivers on this stock as of January right here. We also saw it got taken off of the threshold list, all during a time where BBIG's share price has been declining. How do you cover all of these failure to delivers? Guys, look, this is the most amount of failure to delivers on this stock ever that were in January right here. We also saw 15 million shares being covered. We also saw a decline in share price. How the heck does this happen? The dilution was on purpose, guys. This dilution of 50 million shares was on purpose because they had to meet these obligations. Yes, the SEC filing is going to say it came from warrant redemptions or whatever, but we all know the real reason, guys. There was not enough liquidity to hold these failure to delivers. There was not enough liquidity to cover those 13 million shares. The stock price would have absolutely gone to the moon if they didn't dilute. This was an inside job That's all I gotta say. You can call it a conspiracy, but too many things are lining up. It's a freaking inside job. We also have all of that gamma exposure on the stock. The market maker would have had to deliver so many shares as well. It's a freaking inside job. And you're not gonna see it on my face in this video, but I'm so freaking pissed off by all of this manipulation and corruption that's going on behind the scenes. It absolutely ticks me the frick off. Here's the whale flow, and honestly, I don't know what to make of it. Guys, all of these put options were placed. They were all multi-leg strategies, and they were all by floor traders, and they were in significant premiums. 1.2 million, 1.2 million, 1.2 million, 1.2 million, 700,000, okay, you get the point. Now, were these short coverings? Are these coverings of some position? It's hard to say for sure. This put option right here at 12:40 p.m. was marked as a buy to open, meaning that the contract was most likely written by a counterparty. Now, with that said, we got two other options come in with over $10,000 in premium. It was a $4 call option expiring 7/15 and a $4.50 call option also expiring 7/15. The historical call option volume did come up slightly today. Perhaps it's doing what it did over here on 1.6 to 1.9. I don't know. Kind of crazy. But historically speaking, it's better to be buying when the call option volume is low, and it's better to be selling when the call option volume is high. Call option volume is still low, so I'm going to take that as right now being a better time to buy. There were major open interest increases in the $2.50 call option, $2 call option, and $3 call option, all expiring on 3/18, which is in 3 days. A classic case of people throwing away money into out of the money call options that expire in less than a week. Max pain is still the same as yesterday, so you can check out yesterday's video. And we're also seeing more gamma exposure data here on BBIG stock. As you guys can see, there's a Mario Kart booster pad at $2 per share, at $2.50 per share, at $3 per share. There should be one here at $5 per share. That's pretty interesting, especially looking at that April 14th open interest on that $5 call option. As you guys can see, there's 62,000 contracts open at that $5 strike price. So that's very, very interesting. And there's also a decent amount here all the way at $10 per share. BBIG is absolutely juiced. It's also sitting at a really low value. You guys can do what you guys got to do. I think it's going to make some moves before 14. That's how I see it. I could be wrong. You guys make your own decisions with your own money, but that's how I'm doing it. That's how I'm doing it. I'm betting on 414. That's where my conviction lies, and I'll be putting my money where my mouth is. This is a heavily manipulated stock. It's pretty obvious, and I've gone over a million ways that this thing does get manipulated, and for that reason I'm just gonna buy and I'm just gonna hold it. I think I'm finally becoming an ape, because in the past, you know, you see manipulation, you're like, okay, well, you either sell it or you go short, whatever, call it a day. That's how I would see it when I see manipulation. With BBIG, it's just starting to absolutely piss me off, because I've got so many of you guys on my belt relying on me to give a great analysis. And when we're seeing this manipulation, it's not only screwing over me, it's screwing over other people too. It's screwing over people that don't actually understand it as well. And it just pisses me off. The amount of money that they're stealing from retail investors gambling on these options, it's disgusting. It's gross, and I hate it. I hate it. And for that reason, we got to gamma squeeze these guys. You got to think about it. Market makers are allowed to naked short call options. How many of these call options do you think are just being naked shorted with absolutely no collateral on BBIG? I mean, if BBIG started running up, and I'm talking about like a parabolic run up 50, 60, 70% in a single day, that'll put enormous pressure on market makers to actually hedge these bets. Right? Because the options chain is ridiculous. It's ridiculous for 414. And if there's no reason to hedge their bets, if there's no reason to hedge their naked short call option position, I don't know if it's happening, but I assume it's happening, right? If they have no reason to do it, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it until there's a reason to do it. And then once there's a reason to do it, they're going to hedge, and it's going to keep going, right? It doesn't just stop once it moves up in the after hours 50% or whatever happens, right? It's going to keep going because they're going to have to continuously hedge this thing. And then the FOMO kicks in from retail, and then it's going to be a big pump, probably met with a big dump, all right? But It's gonna happen. It should happen, and I think it will happen. Don't invest because of me. It's super dangerous, right? I'm an absolute idiot, and I'm mad. I'm clearly letting my emotions get the best of me with this stock. You do you. You have your own plan. You trade it accordingly, and drop a like on the freaking video. Subscribe to the channel for more content, obviously, and check out Moomoo if you want up to $7,000 in free stock as long as you deposit $1 on their platform. Also get a free share of Neo going for $15. Free lunch on Hootmoney, baby. Anyways, links for Moomoo are below. Also, if you want my trade alerts, Hootmoney trade alerts, you can find that using the first link in the description. And with all that being said, that's about it. I'll be seeing you guys next time.